Hello, everyone, and welcome to Youth Connect 2021, Week 11. I'm Aiden.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Joshua.
I'm Nibras. I'm Jeffrey.
Yeah, and welcome to our Youth Connect. You know, it is so nice to see everyone. I am so happy to see you guys. You know, it has been such a great week. You know what? It has been the best weather we've had in quite a while because it's been like almost like 4 degrees outside, and it's just been a lovely fresh weather. So guys, I recommend that you guys go out for some weather. It's pretty good. Anyways, today we're going to start us off with our Youth Connect with our spotlight time of the week. But actually, hold on. Before we go, I got to say something. I've kind of noticed that the platform is way different from before. Now, obviously, guys, there's just going to be a few changes. Here they are. You won't be able to talk at the end of the show, but you can send your comments or any type of question that you want to ask us at the end of the show. And our moderators, which is Miss Judith, will collect them all, and we will be looking at them at the end of the show. Pretty exciting stuff. It's not too different. I mean, it's just a bit of a change, but you know what? We're open to change. That's the thing. We have to have our minds flexible. Always flexible minds. Let's quickly hop on back on track. Anyways, as I was saying, it was that spotlight time of the week where I tell you one game that I think that you should check out. And you know what today's game is? Today's game is called Hollow Knight. Now, it's all about being a bug. That's also a knight. That's right, a bug that's a knight. That's pretty crazy. Now, in Hollow Knight, as you venture down a vast ruined kingdom full of insects and heroes, you will be exploring twisted caverns and battle-tainted creatures and befriend bizarre bugs, all in a classic hand-drawn 2D style. It's pretty good, but also a very tough Metroidvania. That's a type of series called where there's multiple different types of rooms and multiple different areas to go, rather than just sticking on one path. There's multiple, which is pretty cool, because you can go anywhere you want. Now, I wish I could tell you any of the story, but guess what? Just talking about the few sentences of this story will completely ruin it. So, you know what? I'm not going to tell you it, and that makes you even more excited to check out this cool game, because it has an amazing plot, also having an amazing gameplay. So it's sort of like a 2-in-1 package. So I recommend that you guys check it out. Anyways, I've talked about our Spotlight Game of the Week. And next up, we have Kevin with our local Ontario and Canadian news.
Oh no. Hold on, give me a second.
This is a brand new platform. There's bound to be just a few little technical errors, but we can always fix it.
That's so weird. Well, let me try this one. No, I'm good. I'm good. It's brand new. Okay, whatever. Screw it. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Canada News at 3:30. I'm your host, Kevin Ruja. First, the headlines. Ontario reports more than 2,100 COVID-19 cases. Ontario's health minister says she will get AstraZeneca shot on camera to fight vaccine hesitancy. Liberal government to unveil first budget in 2 years on April 19th. Ontario's restaurant worker will get COVID-19 vaccine in phase 2, officials now confirm. And Toronto Raptors trade Norman Powell to Portland Trailblazers. Ontario reports 2,169 new cases of COVID-19 on Friday, almost the same as what was reported on Thursday, as the count of active cases and ICU admissions hit new multi-month highs. The province last saw this many active cases of COVID-19 on February 4th across the GTA. Toronto reported 613 new cases, Peel Region reported 397 cases, York Region reported 254 cases, and Durham Region reported 123 new cases. None of the 12 deaths reported Friday involve residents of the long-term care system, but a count of data from local public health units and hospital networks found 967 people in hospital with COVID-19 as of Friday morning. Ontario Health Minister says she will get the AstraZeneca shot on camera to fight hesitancy to the vaccines and prove to residents that the jab is safe. Health Canada doubled down on that finding Thursday by saying that the benefit of the shot far outweighed the risk associated with catching COVID-19. There has been only one report of a stroke in an individual following vaccinations with the version of the AstraZeneca vaccine in Canada, which health officials determined not to be related to the vaccines. Elliott's announcement comes days after her Quebec counterpart, Health Minister Christian Dubé, got his vaccine on camera. Dubé said that at the time that he wanted to document his inoculation to set a good example for others, while also dispelling fears about AstraZeneca's safety. A sentiment Elliott echoed on Monday. Ontario began rolling out the AstraZeneca vaccine in selected pharmacies and doctor offices across the province to people between the ages of 60 and 64 2 weeks ago. The federal government will unveil its first budget in more than 2 years on April 19th. Finance Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland said the House of Commons today the federal government last delivered a budget in March of 2019. This will be Freeland's first budget as finance minister. She took on the portfolio last summer after Bill Monroe's resignation. The budget is expected to provide a full accounting of all government spending throughout the pandemic, which has sent the deficit for the fiscal year to almost $400 billion. Earlier this month, the parliamentary budget officer said the portion of federal spending related to COVID-19 is set to drop by 86% in the coming fiscal year compared to 2020 to 2021. Ontario officials confirmed Monday that restaurants worker will be fact included in phase 2 of the province COVID-19 rollout. Despite not being included a week earlier on March 5th, officials released a detailed list of people who will be eligible for the COVID-19 vaccines in phase 2. Restaurant staff or members of the food and beverage industry were not specifically mentioned. CTV News Toronto reached out to the Ministry of Health 5 days after the list was released to confirm whether or not restaurant workers won't be included in phase 2 of the rollout. After a week, a spokesperson for the ministry said the statement that simply reiterated the list already presented by health officials. The Toronto Raptors have traded guard Norman Powell to the Portland Trailblazers for guards Gary Trent Jr. and Rodney Hood. A source confirmed the deal to the Canadian press on Thursday, less than 2 hours before the NBA's 3 p.m. ET trade deadline. The source was granted anonymity because the deal has not been officially announced. Powell is eligible to become a free agent after this season if he declines his player option. The guard has increased his scoring average every season since Toronto acquired his draft rights in 2015. After Milwaukee selected Powell in the second round, he is averaging 19.6 points per game this game and is shooting 49.8% from the field. In today's weather forecast, we got cloudy. The temperature is 11 degrees centigrade. The precipitation is 20%. The humidity is 85%. And wind is 35 kilometers per hour. And that with that, we come to the end of the news, folks. I'm switching back to Aiden's board gaming news. Uh-oh, Aiden, it seems you're being muted.
Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. I was muted the entire time. Well, I gotta say, I can't believe it. I wish that the weather was gonna stay nice all week. And those winds kinda sound a bit dangerous. 35? Woo, that sounds pretty fast. So let's hope that everyone stays safe. And thank you so much, Kevin. Now,
Thank you.
today's news is much, much more interesting than usual. Today, a super rare and unboxed Nintendo 64 disk drive development kit has surfaced via a Twitter thread by Rerez TV. The kit, sent to Shane Lewis for verification by a private video game collector, is in mint condition, and the thread is genuinely satisfying unboxing of all the components. Now, if you guys don't know what it is, the Nintendo 64, I like to call it the Nintendo 64 DD, which the kit was designed to supplement, actually sits beneath and locks onto your standard Nintendo 64. And the software used to run 64 megabyte magnetic discs. So basically, this was like an add-on to it because they said, oh, 32 bits, this is crazy. And then they switched to 64 bits. And this basically would increase it even more. And actually, they were more akin to zip drives than your standard 3.5-inch floppy disks. So that's pretty crazy as well. You know what? The Nintendo 64 DD included features that allowed you to capture images from your TV, create 3D models, and even do animation and make your own game and make your own tracks for games like F-Zero X, a game that was not actually released yet, but then released later in, I think it was a few years later when the Nintendo 64 came out. Now, the amazing thing, or it's actually, I should say the sad thing, is that the Nintendo 64 DD did not come out to release because it was not really a popular item, and there were much better companies that were rising against Nintendo, which included PlayStation, Xbox, and Sega themselves. But actually, some of these games actually resurfaced, which include Super Mario 128, which was basically Super Mario 64 2, which actually, this game slowly turned into Pikmin 1, and the amazing but very elusive Mother 3. So these are some pretty interesting games that were supposed to be released for it. And this development kit was actually supposed to be made so that you, the programmer, could use it, implement your game onto the disc, and send it to Nintendo. But obviously, it never came out. So this is a rare thing that came out. So I'm really excited that it showed it. Anyways, though, next up we have Joshua with world news and the cutest animal news. Oh my goodness. Take it away, Joshua.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Youth Connect. Here's what's happening around the world. Egypt raced to dislodge giant vessel blockage Suez Canal. Tugboats and a specialized suction dredger worked Friday to dislodge a giant container ship that has been stuck sideways in Egypt's Suez Canal for the past 3 days, blocking a crucial waterway for global shipping. The Ever Given, a Panama flagship that carries cargo between Asia and Europe, ran aground in the narrow canal that runs between Africa and the Sinai Peninsula. It got stuck in a single lane stretch of the canal, about 6 kilometers north of the southern entrance near the city of Suez. The ship, owned by the Japanese firm Shuki Sen KK, has blocked traffic in the canal, causing headaches for global trade. Around 10% of the world trade flows through the canal, which is particularly crucial for the transport of oil. The closure also could affect the oil and gas shipments to Europe from the Mid-East. At least 150 ships were waiting for the ship to be cleared. As of Friday morning, the vessel remained grounded. It remains unclear when the route would reopen. It wasn't immediately clear what caused the Ever Given to become wedged on Tuesday, but it was reported that the ship had been overcome by strong winds and bad weather was blamed for the incident. As much as 30% of the world's shipping container freight typically passes through the Suez Canal every day, a journey that takes around 6 hours, amounting to about 12% of the total good trade globally, according to Reuters. Turning to COVID-19 news. Brazil becomes second country to pass 300,000 COVID-19 deaths. Brazil topped 300,000 confirmed COVID-19 deaths on Wednesday, becoming the second country to do so amid a spike in infection that has seen the South American country report record death tolls in recent days. The United States reached this grim milestone on December 14th, but it has larger population than Brazil. On Wednesday, Brazil's health ministry reported 2,009 daily COVID-19 deaths, bringing its pandemic total to 300,685 on Tuesday. The country saw a single-day record of 3,251 deaths, with daily death tolls set at pandemic highs. State governors and mayors in Brazil have expressed fears that April could be as bad as March for the country's overwhelmed hospitals. Just in the past 75 days, Brazil has registered 100,000 confirmed coronavirus deaths, a spike health experts blame on a lack of political coordination in fighting the virus. New variants that spread more easily, and a disregard for health protocols. Turning to science news. Seaweed eating cows burp less methane into our atmosphere. Cows' burps are apparently the source of a lot of methane into our atmosphere, and there are a lot of cows on Earth. But a new research mission suggests a great way to reduce those emissions and significantly lower methane, which causes warning on our planet and straight from the sea. As reported by The Guardian, adding seaweed to beef cow diets can lower methane by as much as 82%. We now have sound evidence that seaweed in cattle diet effective at reducing greenhouse gases, and that efficacy does not diminish over time, said agriculture scientist Nibras Khan. He works at the University of California, Davis. Davis is a senior author of the research paper. This is a really big deal for us and our planet. Livestock is responsible for about 14.5% of greenhouse gas emission, with cows being 65% of that number. Results were published in the PLSOS1 journal. The seaweed-enhanced diet allowed the cows to convert feed to body weight 20% more efficiently. This means less feed can be used to have the cows get to a weight that's suitable for market. Of course, there are natural questions that still need answers when it comes to the use of seaweed. Is there enough seaweed in the ocean to sustain billions of beef cows around the world? What does it mean? What happens if seaweed is over-harvested for this purpose? There are no clear but cut answers for now, but it won't be shocking to have laboratory-grown seaweed for cows. Turning to animal interest news. As endangered birds lose their songs, they can't find mates. Male songbirds usually learn their tunes from adult mentors when aspiring crooners lack proper role models. they hit all wrong notes and have less success attracting mates. For 5 years, ecologist Ross Creates has tracked a singing ability and breeding success of critically endangered region honeyeaters. These distinctive black-yellow birds were once common across Australia, but habitat loss since the 1950s has shrunk their population to only about 300 or 400 wild birds today. While male birds once formed large winter flocks, now they are sparsely distributed across the landscape, so many fly solo. That means fewer honeyeaters mentors are nearby during young birds' impressionable first year. Song learning in many birds is a process similar to humans learning languages. They learn by listening to other individuals, said Crates, who is based at Australian National University. The researchers found that a significant portion of male bird appears to be learning tunes exclusively from other species they encounter there. Therefore, a female region honeyeaters are impressed. We think the females are avoiding breeding and nesting with males that sing unusual songs, Crates said. For a population already on the brink of extinction, that's worrisome. Most male birds spend several months in their first year learning and refining the songs they'll recite for the rest of their lives. Crate's team has begun putting their findings into action to help young birds in captive breeding programs learn their notes. They've started playing male song recordings and also house capable male singers next to young learners. The hope is that these veteran vocalists can pass on their song to the next generation. This is Joshua Show reporting for Youth Connect. That's it for me. Now I'll send it back to you, Aiden.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joshua. You know what? I hope that we can find a way to make enough seaweed to get all the cows enough to feed them all, because honestly it helps with greenhouse. If it helps with greenhouse gases, this is a revelation. We gotta feed every single cow in the whole entire world to feed seaweed. And you know what, I've been noticing seaweed is usually a lot. There's a lot of seaweed sometimes in the world, so you know what, we'll find a way somehow. Now, I think I'm going to make this a common thing now, but instead of doing board game news, I think I'm going to stick with one Holton news. Now, we talked about last time. Remember last time we talked about the kid who accidentally called the police because his mom changed his Xbox password? Oh my, that was so silly. And you know what? Today we're just going to go a bit on the serious side, and we're going to go to the Sheridan College. Now, Sheridan College has this very important thing called AL. Is it Aiden Lee? No, it's not Aiden Lee. Guess what? It's called accessible learning. Now, this accessible learning is responsible for providing academic accommodation planning for students with disabilities to ensure barrier-free access to education. And right now, they are currently hosting an online event which will feature a full suite of virtual tours and interactive sessions that will allow prospective students and parents to connect with Sheridan staff to get information about programs, admissions, financial aid. And you know what? To explore comprehensive student services and supports and more. And honestly, I think that's amazing because guess what? You know what? It's always nice to have a way to learn, to educate. I'd like to learn about new stuff, and I bet some of you guys in the audience like to learn new stuff. So it's so awesome how Sheridan is hosting this program to... Oh, sorry about that. So currently, guys, Sheridan College will be hosting the virtual tour tomorrow on March 27th, 2021 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So remember, let me say it again. They will be hosting it tomorrow. So if you guys want to look at some of these things and be like, and if you have a flexible brain saying, I want to learn new things, I recommend that you check out their programs because you know what? They're pretty cool. You just look up, Sheridan Virtual Program Tour and you will find it lickety split. So don't worry. Anyways, though, we got to move on because guess what? You know who's up next? Next up is Nibras for our entertainment and movie news. Pretty exciting stuff if I say so myself.
Hello, Aiden. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. How are you guys today? My name is Nibras Khan, and I'm your host for the entertainment news. Let's get straight into our top story. And for this week, I'm gonna talk about books. Books. For our first book is Six of Crows. Six of Crows is a fantasy novel written by American author Leah Verdejo. The story follows a thieving crew and is primarily set in the city of Canterdan, loosely inspired by the Dutch Republic era Amsterdam, and based on a magical system. The plot is told from third-person viewpoints of five different characters. Canterdan, a bustling hub of international trade where anything can be had for the right price, and no one knows that better than the criminal prodigy Casbraker. Casbraker is offered a chance at a deadly heist that could make him rich beyond his wildest dream, but he can't pull it off alone. He needs a crew. A convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with privileged past, a spy known as a rat, a heartender using her magic to survive the slums, a thief with a gift from unlikely escapes, six dangerous outcasts, one impossible heist. Cat's crew is the only thing that might stand between the world and destruction if they don't kill each other first. #1 New York Times bestseller, USA Today bestseller, New York Times notable book for 2015, 2016's top 10 nominee. So I haven't read this book, so I'm really excited to read this. You can find this in your libraries wherever you live. I want to really read this book because this seems exciting. So my second story, before I begin, so these books are kind of connected, not a lot. So if you don't want to read Shadow and Bone, you can first read Six of Crows, then you can read Shadow and Bone. You can read as much as you like and however you like. So let's go to my second story. My story is about Shadow and Bone. So there are 3 books, and this is book 1 of Shadow and Bone trilogy. Surrounded by enemies, the once great nation of Ravka has been torn into two by the Shadow Fold, a sort of near impenetrable darkness crawling with monsters who feast on human flesh. Now its fate may rest on the shoulders of one lonely refuge. Alina Starkov. Alina Starkov has never been good at anything. But when her regiment is attacked on the fold and her best friend is brutally injured, Alina reveals her dominant power that saves his life. A power that could be the key to setting her war-ravaged country free. Wrenched from everything she knows, Alina is whisked away to the royal court to be trained as a member of the Grisha, the medical elite led by the mysterious Darkling. Yet nothing in this lavish world is what it seems, with darkness looming and an entire kingdom depending on their untamed power. Alina will have to confront the streets of the Grisha and the streets of her heart. New York Times bestseller, a Los Angeles Times bestseller, an Indie Next List book, Amazon Best Books of the Year for pick for 2012. So I'm gonna head to my next story. So my next story is about a puzzle book, and enter the world of the Wexel escape room storybook. But beware, once you enter, you only have a limited time to solve the puzzle before the time runs out, and you're locked in forever. Perfect for playing as a group with friends and family. So you have a more time and you can quite conquer the book and finish the book with friends and family. And written by experienced escape room creator. The kit contains 5 rooms for you to unravel. You must help Adam Parkinson, a young investigative journalist, and his conspiracy theorist friend Henry Fielding, as they take on the diabolical vessel corporation. As you decipher the puzzles in each room, an escape route will be revealed and a new location uncovered for you to explore. The story spans from Adam's apartment in London to an ancient ruin in Spain. Just give me a minute, guys. So, I'll repeat that. The story spans from Adam's apartment in London to an ancient ruin buried in a Spanish city and beyond. Everything you need to create your own escape room in your own living room is included, as are hints and tips to help you on your way when you get stuck. So that's all from me. This is Nibras Khan from Youth Connect. I'll see you all next week. Thank you.
Now, I gotta say, that was pretty awesome. You know what? Thank you so much, Nibras. You know what? I might want to look at some of the books. I gotta say, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, you know what? Usually I would say something, but we have to go on because guess what? Next up is Jeffrey with our live music. We always love our live music. It's gonna be awesome! Now it's on to you, Jeffrey.
Thank you.
Take it easy. Alright. Take it easy. I'm in the middle. Moving on the side. To the music. We can work all night. Alright. Take it easy. Alright. Take it easy. Slow down. Slow down. Die, die, die. Slow down. Slow down. Ah! Oh, no, no, it's alright. I'm in the middle. The rhythm is right. Go to the music. We can work all night. Ooh, slow down. Take it easy. Slow down. Take it easy. Slow down. Slow down. Why not do it alright? Only, yeah. Slow down, do it alright.
Thank you.
My goodness. Oh my gosh, Jeffrey. I gotta say, you're so good. You're like the next Bob Marley. My goodness. Good job. Now, thank you guys so much for joining us for our Youth Connect. And I really want to thank my co-hosts because you know what? It can't be done with just me, and it can't just be done with Jeffrey, and it can't be just done without Joshua. Everyone here, every single person, Kevin, Nibras, Joshua, me, Jeffrey, all of us need to work together to really make this Youth Connect. Without all of us, you know what? It's just not the same. And you know what, guys? This is our very first new platform. I hope you guys enjoyed it because you know what? It was kind of stressful, obviously, because it's brand new. But you know what? I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Because you know what? I really loved listening to the news, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. So thank you so much. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the weather, and we will see you next week for our next Youth Connect. Goodbye, everyone. Great job today.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Jeffrey. Thank you, Nibras.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Joshua.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Jeffrey.
Thank you.